What's up, guys? As the topic suggests, I am going to talk, preach about the education system in our country. Since I'm only in high school, therefore I'm going to talk about a system in secondary school. Before I start blasting out all the cons, I would really want to say that our system needs to change. It's getting out of hands. Schools are now like factories. Students are now like machines, and teachers are the workers who make the machine work. So, first question, what is an education? According to the Oxford Dictionary, an education is the process whereby giving or receiving systematic instructions. What can be done to create a better education system? Before we move on to that, we just want to look at what makes our education system so low. So the most obvious and basic answer to this is textbooks. My textbook has been used for the past 12 years. I repeat, for the past 12 years. You could see the insufficient teaching material in most of the books, forcing students to buy a more updated revision books. So joke's on us. Free textbooks, but hey, not much help. Let's just march down to the bookstore and buy much more expensive textbooks, revision books, even though the government promises the free access of textbooks. The free textbook program is a great thing, but the problem is that the free textbook thing is not much of a help for us. They should replace it with better books that can meet up with the latest exam format or requirement. The exam format keeps on changing, the answers keep on changing, the techniques keep on changing, but the textbook never changed. But to this date, no words on updating those books. Secondly is the system itself. They put tons of burdens on the shoulders of the teachers, making things more complicated. The procedure, the teaching method, insufficient materials. That's the reality. Limited resources, high expectation. If we fail, the blame is on us. Students these days study just for examination to get scholarships. Nothing beyond that. Every day we learn just to fulfill the needs of answering questions given on a piece of paper. There's no fun in seeking knowledge. There's no more adventure in learning. Nowadays they have a marking scheme for these so-called higher order thinking skill questions. It is commonly known as HOTS or KBAT. Think out of the box, but you're still trapped in 4 concrete walls. Ways to have a better education system is to be consistent. We always read about the changes in the teaching syllabus every now and then. It will be confusing for students to pick up, for teachers to adopt. But this kind of syllabus, it can't be forever changing. Hence, there should be a consistent program in place to educate the students in our country. I personally feel that this idea may be useful. These days, rich parents send their children to international schools in our country. Parents who aren't that rich hope they could do so. The question is, why? This is because the education system in our country is well outdated, and the parents feel that it's pointless sending their children to the government schools. Therefore, they send their children to international schools because it has an international standard of education. Therefore, what I'm trying to say is that international schools should be nationalized. Why only the rich people can enjoy an international standard of education whereby the poor people could not? Even students from the village should be given an international standard of education. If so, we can see a remarkable change in our country. In a crunchy and tasty nutshell, the education system in Malaysia certainly doesn't prepare the students for the future. The budget allocated for education sector is increasing annually with the highest amount 2 years ago, which was 54.6 billion ringgit. How many Ferraris could I buy? That's more than 2.6 billion. Teachers must be able to inspire the students to think out of the box. The students must not be left out for leadership roles. If our country is about to take steps towards the education excellence, it has to start with the reformation in education first. I think I've spoken long enough about this topic, and I'm really hoping to see a change in our nation's education system for the future of the students in our country. There is other things to be said, but these are the major facts. I'm sorry if I'm being an immature, ungrateful and a traitor. I'm a citizen of this democratic country, even though I'm not 18 yet, but I know that it is my right to speak out. Maturity does not apply to how many years we had lived, but it applied on how much we learned and how much we had observed. What is up? What is up? Education. What can be done? Coming. Do not be counted as exams, but by changing the mind. Just want to say that I'm just gonna blast out all the coins. Finally, I'm really sorry that this is a really quite a long video. I had no choice. It kept on going, and I would like to thank especially Pon Sugita for giving me this great opportunity to make this video. It was a great experience for me, and I hope to make this kind of videos even more in the near future. And I'm gonna end this video by me drinking this water.